All right, y'all. So I'm gonna wait till the 2 minute mark so people come in. That way I don't have to um start repeating or whatnot. So I'm gonna give it to the 2 minute mark. So if you're coming in, then I'm gonna wait to if you're coming in or you're watching the replay, then go to the 2 minute mark. Okay, if you're watching the replay. All right. Hey Stephanie Lake. Hey PNG. Some people don't like I get comments, people say I don't like live streams because it's rude that you speak to people before you come. It's not rude, it's part of the platform. So it's part of social media, and you know, people come in, the polite thing to do is to speak to them. So that's what I'm saying. 2 minute mark, give people time to come in or whatnot, and then I'm gonna talk to y'all about something, a change that is happening. Y'all see the title, I was disobedient. I know that. So yeah. Let's see. Love lives. Stephanie, you say you love lives. So yeah, 2 minute mark, and then I will let y'all know what's going on. Let y'all know what's going on. All right. 2 minute mark. Almost there. Almost there. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Thursday. All right, 2 minutes. So, first of all, I want to thank everybody that has stuck with me through all the changes, through all the ups, the downs. A couple of y'all have been very understanding. I mean, very understanding. You didn't give up on me. You did not give up on me. You didn't say, oh, MGL. You know, you actually understand that in this life, in this world, we have to make 50 different changes sometimes. Sometimes 100 change, but you keep changing until you get it right, okay? You keep changing until you get it right. And I'm not ashamed of that or anything. If I do something and it don't work, yeah, heck yeah, I'm going to change. I'm not going to do it for free. I'm not going to do it and it ain't working. I'm not going, you know. So thank y'all so much for those of you who have been understanding. I know there's some people that has not, and you have left comments about that. That's your problem, okay? Because we live in a world that is constant change, okay? It's constant change. Technology changes. And if you stuck in the olden days with olden technology, just say flip phones and stuff, and we using smartphones and stuff, you are going to be behind. You are going to be delayed. There's going to be some things that you just cannot keep up with, you know. So some people don't understand that because they are not open-minded. They're simple-minded. And I'm not being funny. I'm not being rude or mean when I say this, but some people don't care about the information that they tell you, you know, just because it's something that they don't like, because you're changing things and they feel like it's okay to just come and just, you know, kind of bash you or whatnot. So all that being said, thank y'all for those of you that has understood my changes. You know, I'm growing. Like I always talk to y'all in years about growth. You should have growth. As you get older, there should be some type of growth. Some people, it never happens, okay? So I'm glad that at 38, I can see the growth in myself, you know? So thank y'all so much, honey buns. And also ladybugs. Those of you that is on my other channel, I tried something new. I tried to do reactions. I tried to put the news over there. You know, it's my Amazing Grace Garden channel, okay? But I had said, well, I'm going to try this stuff. I'm going to take my gardening away. And someone was like, don't do it. Leave your garden videos up. Leave them up, because you may not like what you're doing, or it may not work, you know. And I listened to that. I was obedient on that part. And God knows, oh, Father God, you know I am so thankful that I paid attention to that. And I always had this feeling in the back of my mind. I said, okay, well, that's a lot of content, okay? Even though I'm putting Amazing Grace Garden content on Mississippi Girl Life now, what am I going to do with this channel? So I tried reactions. And I just could not, I enjoyed doing the reaction video that I did, but I just could not motivate myself to do even more. Okay, so that's a telltale sign, right? That's something that ain't for you. You don't like that. So I think I tried to do a news video over there, and y'all know how I feel about that. I couldn't get that going. I couldn't get motivated. So the channel is monetized, that y'all know it's monetized. I worked my butt off to get it that way, but I ain't been doing nothing. The only thing that I was motivated to really do was Amazing Grace Garden. Hence, some Amazing Grace Garden stuff has been incorporated in my vlogs. But when I think about it now, it's like, you really ain't motivated to put it over there, because it ain't supposed to be over there. You know, and sometimes my problem is, and a lot of y'all may do the same thing, you hear the thing about when you pray to God about something, you should give it to him, let it go. Once you give it to him, you shouldn't go back. Well, I have a problem with that. My problem is, I pray to God about something, I say I'm going to give it to him, and then I find myself 15, 20 minutes later trying to fix the problem. And that was the issue. When that channel was Amazing Grace Garden, I was happy. I was happy. When I changed it, and I prayed to God about it, it was Amazing Grace Garden. But then I didn't like, and I'm an open book. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't like the views that I was getting. I felt like I should have been getting more for the work, the time and work that I put in. Now, mind you, I prayed to God about this channel. Amazing Grace Garden was this channel, this second channel. But then I didn't, I guess you say, have enough faith to just put up the content. Don't worry about the views. Don't worry about the time you putting in it. Just put it up and let God work it. I ain't do that. I said, no, I'm going to change this, and I'm going to do this over here, and I'm going to put this over here, and I'm going to do it. And now I'm sitting here saying, you back to where you begun. All because you did not be obedient. You did not give it to him. Stay where you was happy at and just work it and let him move it. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. And honest to God truth, I do believe this. God does no wrong. And this is the thing. Sometimes people say God punish you. Oh, God is the... No. God does no wrong. Our choices, our actions is what punish us. Now, he's not going to stop you from making a choice that is bad, and especially one that you know you should not be making. Okay? That is a choice. That's a choice. All right? I'm going to give you an example of what I mean. Say you have somebody that, I'm going to say you have a friend. And your friend just went and bought this sports car. Fast sports car or whatnot. And, you probably told them, hey, it's not safe to be driving like that, to be racing, this, that, and the other. Obey the laws, this, that, just not safe. And your friend acknowledged that he or she knows it's not safe. Okay? And your friend continued to do it. And your friend get in an accident. And your friend get hurt really badly. Could be something, it could be tragic, or it could be something that your friend could become paralyzed or something. And I've heard people say, God knows better, or it was God's plan. No. Not all the time. It wasn't God's plan to make you hurt, or to make you lose your life, or to make you... It wasn't his plan, because he does no wrong. It was your friend's choice of knowing drag racing and living that type of lifestyle was eventually going to come with a bad outcome. But hey, that's just, that's just a little scenario of what I'm saying. That sometimes we have to slow down, reset, and not be so anxious or feel like that once we give something to God that we're supposed to go try to fix it ourselves. Because the outcome can be very bad, or it can be something minor. Like, here, minor. It's minor, but it's still a lesson for me to learn. Some of you may follow me, some of you may not, okay? So that is what I'm saying when I say this. So Amazing Grace Garden, I went back yesterday and I changed the name back to Amazing Grace Garden. And I knew this was going to happen. I felt it in my soul. I felt it in my spirit. But I gave a chance. I stepped out. I knew when I changed my name from Amazing Grace Garden on that second channel when I was trying the reactions, something came over me and said, because I'm one of them where I feel like I never say God was speaking to me. Okay, but I feel like, you know, I am guided about some things, because some things, even everybody in my house can say, Mom, you said that. I'm like, yes, because it was like a light bulb came on and just was like, and you know, I feel like God do guide me in directions and or let me know different things. So when I changed it to the reaction, something clearly said, if you don't like the reactions and you go back, that name gonna be taken. And good God Almighty, yesterday I went back and I changed it, but I checked it. I changed it, but I checked it, because when I put my handler in, which used to be Amazing Grace Garden, it told me it was taken. So that's fine. That's fine. And look, that's fine. Okay, it's fine. People can do whatever they want, but I just knew ahead of time that that was a risk I was taking by changing my name that I've had for a couple years of Amazing Grace Garden. Okay, so far as the channel, y'all know the garden name has been there. So so when I put it in, it told me that the handler was taken. So I put the handler in, and there's another channel that's named Amazing Grace Garden. Look like the channel was created 2022, but they just changed the name of it to Amazing Grace Garden. And look like she started putting up videos the end of August. So this is a channel that's probably been her channel, and she just put a name on it, and it's Amazing Grace Garden, which is fine. It's cool. No problem with that. The only thing is, for y'all, if y'all gonna find because the gardening stuff is gonna stay, well, it's gonna go back over there. I've been putting in my vlogs over here, and that's another reason why some clear as day said, do not delete your videos off an Amazing Grace Garden, because you may not like reactions. And oh my goodness, I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I did not delete them, because I would have had to start from the bottom, and it kind of would have looked at a certain way, as if to, y'all get what I'm saying. It would have looked at a certain way. So I'm glad my older videos is on that channel, so nobody can say da 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 da. Da da da, because I had a couple people try to flip things on me, okay, over the past year or so, okay. So I'm so glad nobody can say, oh, no, you can't do that one. So I'm glad I left those videos back over there. So if you type in Amazing Grace Garden, I have Mississippi Girl Life wrote beside in parentheses. That way you know the exact one. If you type in the handler, Amazing Grace Garden, I put 601, which is the Mississippi area code behind mine. So mine is Amazing Grace Garden 601. Okay. But you gonna really know, because she's the lady that just did has the Amazing Grace Garden. She's Caucasian. Okay. So you're gonna know. But for anybody that may be new and just type it in and be like, oh, I can't find you, I'm finding this. Excuse me. Mississippi Girl Life is going to be in parentheses on there. But a lot of y'all already know that, because you never left the channel. It's almost like y'all was sitting there saying, she going to be back. She going to be back. MGL does this. She going to be back. And I do. And I'm tired of it. But can't nobody say MGL don't try things. I try things. I try. And when it don't work, like, you haven't seen me change my vlogs. They're not changing. They're kind of like Mississippi Girl Life changed so much, and my vlogs are sticking. I will not change them. I don't care if I get 2 views. I will not change my method of my vlogs. It will be vlogs, but I do have a lot of prepping that's coming up. But I have some vlogs that's coming out before then. But I do have a lot of prepping that's coming up. We're going to talk about that in a live stream, in another live stream or whatnot. But Amazing Grace Garden is back up. Mississippi Girl Life is in parentheses. That'll keep me kind of connected over here with both of the channels. And easier for y'all. My handle is @ Amazing Grace Garden 601. Okay? Because if you just put @ Amazing Grace Garden, it's going to take you to her page. Okay? So, yeah. So, let me see. I'm going to do, God's will, a live stream over there because we need to get this September stuff and we need to get this indoor garden together. Okay? There's a lot going on that we'll talk about in another live stream for Mississippi Girl Life about just what's happening. And y'all, well, I'm gonna say this. No, I'm gonna say that for another. I'm gonna say that for another because I don't want to confuse it. Just know we needs to be getting everything we can. I don't know if so many people if you're not paying attention to the news, you're not paying attention to this dictionary, taters and ship that's happening before our eyes. Y'all put those two together now because YouTube is kind of censoring certain things, seem like. I'm not sure, but it seems like that. So, dictionary, taters, and ship. You should get what I'm saying. It's happening right in front of our face. I mean, just look at the events that's going on. It's happening right in front of our face. And the thing about it is so many people is not paying attention. It's like normalcy back. And I'm just like, it's hard to feed, y'all. I've been doing meal preps. And they're in the vlogs. I'm meal prepping for my whole house. Not just me, for my whole house. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I'm showing that to y'all for a reason. One thing I have learned, though, we eat a lot of food. We eat a lot of food. And another thing is, it's a lot of food and a lot of money being spent on food for the fact that the containers, the packaging, the food, you're not getting the amount of food. It's like every day it's dwindling. It's dwindling. It's not large amount of food that you used to get in containers and the prices are up, still going up, but what they call it, shrinkflation. You're getting so much less. I wished I would have took a picture of my kids had got Doritos yesterday. It was almost like they took them and crumbled them up and poured a lot of the sauce, the seasoning in there. Hardly no chips at all. Okay, I remember I had bought salad mix the other day, a bag of salad. We talking about a bag that used to be like this, was like this, like the bag itself, and they wanted $5. So it's like we got to do something. We got to do more for ourselves. We literally have to do more for ourselves. So yeah, I have to do the big bag full of air. Yes, a place for her. I have to do the deals for this week. I showed y'all that I went and got the chickens. I got more chickens, the baby chickens, and I'm on my way in a few minutes to go to my quail guy. I have a drive to make, and I'm getting 5 dozen of quail eggs. Okay, so some of the videos coming out, you're gonna see where I put them quail eggs to use. I'm telling you, and I'm showing you these things, hoping that somebody that's able body can go ahead and start doing. Okay, I'm showing you. I told you I didn't want to do too much of going into the teaching mode. For one, things are being censored. So if you can grasp on to what I'm showing you and what I'm doing, it's for you to be like, okay, I can do that, I can get that, I can get that. My goal is to go ahead, and my quail man didn't have none that's already hatched. He only got the fertile eggs. So I'm going to get them and go ahead. I've hatched quails numerous of times. So I'm going to go ahead and get my fertile eggs and go ahead and start put them in the incubator. I'm doing it because when they get in the deep cold of winter, I do not want to have to deal with baby chicks or baby quails in my garage. I need them to already be of a size to be outside, okay, in the coops. So that's why I'm doing it now, because 21 days to hatch quails. They'll be hatched at the end of this month. I gonna put them in the incubator today. So they'll be hatched at the end of this month. It takes about 21 days, 21, 22, 23 days, because it kind of linger out before. But if I go ahead and get them, so that is perfect. And then in 6 weeks, even quicker than that, sooner than 6 weeks, because it's not cold. I'll probably have them in my garage on a heat lamp probably for the first 3-4 weeks. It's not cold. It's manageable. It's easy for me to go in the garage and change out their brooders and stuff, rather than doing it in the cold, because my garage is not insulated. So I will, every time I do them in the winter, I have a heat lamp on them, but when I go into the garage, it's cold, you know. So I'm getting that stuff out of the way now. We've been eating our quail eggs. They are the ones out there are, you know, I don't want to breed brother and sister or same thing. So the ones I have out there came from another quail man. He went up on his prices. So no, but my old faithful one, he didn't have none when I got those out there. So he got the eggs and stuff now, and he's actually closer to me. I'm going to him to get the eggs, and that way I'll breed when it's time his quail to the quails from someone else, because I know they're not of the same gene. All right. So a lot of the quails out there has the Celadon gene. It's a certain quail gene I can tell, because when I was peeling quail eggs the other day for salads, they was blue in the inside. A lot of them was blue in the inside, and I was like, yes. So I'm happy about that. So that'll give me a chance to start breeding them. The baby chicks are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and so by the end of December, they're going to be out there in the coop with the girls. So that'll keep me going through the winter months, if this God's will, without having to baby anything. It just will winterproof the coops like we do every year, and put the heat lamps in there, and they good to go. I'll be fully feathered, and they'll be warm, and you know, the way I have their feeders set up, I don't even have to go out there and feed them to every 4-5 days, you know. And if I probably put another one out there, it'll be even longer. So I'm doing things to prepare. Not that I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing it. That's why I'm doing things to prepare even more. But when we get on here and they're, you know, censoring certain things or whatnot, you gotta get a little bit, you gotta go into the more of showing than saying certain things, or the videos ain't gonna get sent out to a lot of people to even be able to know or give the idea of what you're talking about, because certain things is just not being pushed, you know. And it's a lot of it is geared around that. Could be for many reasons. You know, they always say us preppers is fear mongering, a panic, causing people to panic and all. That's not the case. That's not the case. It's seeing what's going on, being aware, and trying to get everybody on the same page. Okay? So that's what we are with that. Trying to think if it's something else I need to tell y'all. Make sure, like I say, Amazing Grace Garden, the indoor garden stuff, because y'all know I'm into house plants and stuff now too. Ooh, my mints and stuff that I did died. Yup, died. Because I ain't got no well lit place in my living room or my kitchen. The kitchen window, it was not getting enough sun. So I gotta redo those, but I'm gonna put them out in the grow tent in my garage, okay? But my house plants. Oh, and I got a new house plant the other day. I called my mama because we was at Home Depot, and he looked at them because I had just looked at the plant. It was $30 the day before, well, a couple days before. And he looked at it, and he walked on past, and I'm saying to myself, I don't want to spend my little coins on him, but I sure like that plant. And when we came back up, he gonna say, you want that plant? I said, oh, you know what? Hold on, let me call my mama to make sure that this is the ones that she have in her house. So I knew we had talked about snake plants. So I called her and sent her the picture. She was like, yep, that's it. I said, well, why he gonna get this plant for me? I wanted to make sure. So I'll show y'all that on Amazing Grace Garden, okay, on that channel. I'll show y'all that because I have to break that plant down and all that. But those of you that saw me plant, well, transplants, okay? Let me get it. My house plant, I have 3 of them because I broke them down. Y'all remember the other day if y'all was in the live stream over here, I broke it down. This is the Snow and Morning Pothos or something like that. Look at it. Now, these are loving the house because they are house plants. They don't need all that sun and stuff. And I have 2 more over there, but that is so pretty. So I want to get a couple of more to hang around. Like the ones I have, the snake plants that, like the ones my mama have, they going to be on the floor. I got to find a flow space for them, but I got to break it down because I think it was like 3 in there. But look at that. Like, so y'all will see all this stuff over on Amazing Grace. I am going to be obedient and carry out what I prayed for, okay, instead of trying to change different things. And I'm just to the point now because I know I put a lot of work into my editing and my videos, and if I get 5 views over there on a video, I just got to the point where I'm like, okay, God, I would just take those 5 views and keep moving because you already got me over the hurdle to be monetized on that channel, and that channel was just sitting there, and I'm trying to change things, but the most that's been on there has been Amazing Grace Garden stuff. So that's what I'm back to. I'm gonna be obedient this time. I'm not going to change it. And I keep saying obedient because I know what I prayed for, and I know what happened, and I know I got what I prayed for, and then I changed it, you know. So that's my fault. I will tell when I'm wrong, or if I, didn't do something right, I will. And I know I didn't. I kept trying to change it, kept trying to fix things myself. And that just did not work. So I have a snake plant. I love it because it's not high maintenance. So nice and green. Yes. Do you have grow lights that you can? All my grow lights and stuff is set up in the garage. I do not want to bring any grow lights in the house. So, we talk about indoor gardening. So my herbs and stuff, since the lighting is not good in my house for its window lighting, then I'm just gonna grow my herbs and stuff in my garage and in my my grow tent out there. So y'all will see all that over on Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace Garden. You're going to know it's me with Mississippi Girl Life in parentheses, okay? Because there is another channel that has Amazing Grace Garden as of now, okay? As their channel name. So, and their handler. So, make sure, you're going to know, though. Because like I say, you're going to know. But just make sure if it don't pull up for you, just type in the @ symbol Amazing Grace Garden 601. You've got to put the 601 at the end of that handle name, or it may not pull up. It may just pull up hers, okay? So all that will be over there. I don't want to bring any more grow lights in here because I have a garage. Now, if you don't have a garage, yes, you can set up a garage. I have videos here on Mississippi Girl Life of indoor growing that I did in my living room with grow lights. You can do that. Everybody's setup is going to be different. You can do that. You can grow beans. There's tomatoes that do not need pollinators that you can grow. All your greens and stuff like that, you can grow them indoors, y'all. Please, please look into it. Right now, grow light bulbs are on sale in some areas. because we at the end of the season. Go get those grow light bulbs. Go get you a shop lamp. The ones like what I use for the chicken coops and stuff. $10. Go get you one. Put the grow light bulb in there. I recommend the white light, not the pink light. The pink light I think is more for blooming and stuff, but the white light you can't go wrong. It's for either one. Get the white light and get a corner in your house and grow you some food. If it ain't nothing but some lettuce. If it ain't nothing but some green. Look, people sleep on lettuce. Lettuce is good for you. Lettuce can be a laxative. Keep y'all going, freely and all that. And it has a lot of vitamins and stuff. You don't understand that what is going on now that people is not even paying attention to, that's being done right in your face every single day. You don't understand. Look, do you not understand what dictionary, taters, and ship mean? Dictionary, taters, and ship. Put the word that I'm saying together. I don't want to get censored on here. If you get what I'm saying, give me a thumbs up or something. If you understand when I say dictionary, taters, and ship. If you can put those words together to create one word. Dictionary, taters, ship. Put it in, because I don't think some people not understanding what I'm saying when I say that. Dictionary, taters, and ship. I'm waiting. Do anybody understand why I keep saying that? Anybody? Anybody? Because I'm just going to assume nobody is understanding what I'm saying. And I'm not going to say the word. So if you're not understanding, then I don't know what to tell you. But with that right there, that's a sense of almost like control. It's already controlled. But no. And then you look at what the other country is doing that's already been a dictionary, tater, and ship. Look at what they're doing. Look at the connections with us and them. Piece all that mess together. Piece it together. Piece it together. Okay? Look at everything that's being put in place. Piece it together. All right? Yeah. Piece it together. So, I ain't no fool by a long shot. A lot of people think I am. I ain't no fool. No. I can see what's going on. I discern. I use discernment. I can see what's going on. And when my gut is telling me, continue to do what you need to do, that's all I can do. And if I get on here, and it's a lot of more channels that try to tell you to watch what's going on. All you can do is make sure you have supplies, food, water, and skills. You gotta have skills in certain things. Everybody's skills is gonna be different. There's a lot of people that like to critique and down people for how they do things because it's not how they would do it. Everybody is different. Everybody boil water different. In some kind of way. In some kind of way. Think I'm lying? There are some people will not boil water in certain containers. There are some people that will not boil water and put the pot this way. Or put the pot. There are some people will not boil water and put a lid on it. There are some people that feel like you gotta have one on. There are some people say, oh, it'll boil quicker if you do this. There are some people say, oh, use it. Look it up. Look it up. Something simple as boiling water, putting water in a pot or something, putting it on the eye. You still gonna have people that's gonna do it different. Does it mean it's wrong? No. No. It just means that they're different than what you're doing. Simple as that. So skills. You need to have certain skills. And believe it or not, there's a lot of people that don't have any skills. They don't care to have any skills. All they want to do is sit up and do nothing. Then when something happened, they the main one running, screaming, hollering, crying, want pity, want people to feel sorry, and all this. And you chose to sit up and do things that's irrelevant. Irrelevant. Has no value at all. And even when you're told about it, you get mad with the individual that's telling you about it. And you still sit up and do things every single day that has no type of sensible, I'm going to say sensible value. Because there's people that do things every day that is really sad, and they think it has value. They think it has value because it bring other people down or whatever. That's the value that they think. I'm saying sensible value, meaning things that's going to help you in the long run if and when this system of things go down. I have said for years and years and years, and every time I say this, I get comments of people saying you're fear-mongering. Oh, well, I'm at the age now, I don't care what you think. Depression, Great Depression, oh, I think we're going to be back in that very soon, in a couple years. And it may not look like the Great Depression back then, but all the elements for it is going to be Great Depression style. It's already happening with the food. It's already happening with the food. People can't, first of all, you hear a lot of people say the food quality is bad. Not only that, now you getting lesser. Not only that, the price is extremely high. I know a couple years ago they was going to tell you what you could and could not buy with EBT. Now ain't it being enforced now or something? In some states? Since I've been doing the meal prepping, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I got videos coming out for that. I don't even know if y'all got the video with the bento. I can't even realize what vlog I'm on. But I'm showing you these things for a reason. Okay? And what I can say is cottage cheese is something that we like to have in the mornings. Yogurt. Something we like to have to start our day train because you know we have GERD, severe form of acid reflux. That food comes back up and it's horrible. So the best thing to do is to eat right. Okay? So yogurt and cottage cheese is like, yeah. I can buy a tub of a tub of yogurt. And I talk about this in one of the vlogs. And it don't even feed us for 2 days. 5 of us. It don't even feed us for 2 days. They used to have big tubs of Yoplait yogurt. Now them tubs are so small, but they still want $4 for it. Great Depression, oh, it's coming. Whether you believe it or not, whether you want to say it's fear-monger or whatever, it's coming. And it's going to come in a different way. It ain't going to be looking, and it may get to where it looks back like that. But those of you that is very religious, and I do that for a reason, because sometimes people come in the comments and they say things saying they're a Christian and stuff, and it don't add up. You got to read that Bible and understand before you can come and try to tell somebody else something. Because when I read what's coming out your mouth and I'm using my common sense, I don't even have to go back to the Bible. I already know that's a lot of baloney. You heard that from somebody. You heard that from a pastor or something. You didn't go research it yourself. You heard that from another human being reading and interpreting and telling you. You didn't go read it for yourself and understand it because you wouldn't have never said it out your mouth. But they think they doing something when they come and try to tell other people. Not all, but I do get comments like that. And I go ahead and take it off. Read your Bible. I'm not going to let you send out false information across my daggone thing with something that don't even make sense. And you telling me you... No. One of my favorite scriptures that I've been quoting for years and years, thanks to my grandma, is 2 Timothy 3:1-5. It's telling you when God tell you something gonna happen, it's gonna happen. And the Bible tell you what's happening in the last days. Why are human beings not paying attention to it? Now, I know my faith is different, but my Bible is the same. A lot of people want to look at my faith and say, oh, they stuff different. That's another thing. You don't know. My husband is Baptist. I'm Jehovah's Witness. That's my faith. Not baptized as one. Trying to get there. But that's my faith since a child. That's why I don't celebrate holidays. I don't give blood. I don't take blood. All that type of stuff. But my husband is Baptist. His Bible and my Bible are the same. But a lot of people want to put this in your head. Oh, no. They read from something different. No. It's the same. Maybe different by a word. It may be in mine. It's got an and a comma. His may have a but and a comma. It's the same literature. And people think that you're so stupid that, and sometimes people can read their Bible, and what they take from a scripture may not be how you take that scripture. May not be how you take it. So, if you got a pastor up there, and this for any religion, that may be reading the Bible and studied it and took his notes and all that, what he interpret from it may be different if you go and read it yourself. But people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. They want to go with the flow. They want to listen to what they what's been said, passed on down the line from preachers and pastors and all this type of stuff, instead of just going reading for themselves, understanding for themselves. Because you got to understand, we live in an imperfect world. Imperfect people in a sinful world. So, I'm going to go read that thing for myself, okay? I'm going to try to understand it for myself. All right? So, I say that to say it's no difference. There's accounts in the Bible that tells you to prepare. There's accounts. I've read the accounts. With Joseph? I've read it to y'all. The accounts about the 7 years of famine. I've read that to y'all. God is putting information in there, letting you know, and some people still come on and say, I'm a Christian and I'm gonna just pray to the Lord, and whatever happens, he not gonna come down and tap you on your shoulder and say, look at here, I need you to go get some beans and water in your house. He never said, John, Emily, Kim, listen now, this is God here. I need you to go get some. No, sometimes he placed people in front of you to let you know, the 21 people in here. How you know, I'm not saying he did, but how you know it's not a reason that you're in this live stream right now? How you know it's not a reason that you're hearing the words that coming out of my mouth right now? How you know God ain't guided you to this live stream? I'm not saying he did or didn't. I'm just throwing it out there to let you know he's not finna come tap you on your shoulder and tell you to go when he already done put the information out there for all of us. And that's what people fail to realize. In my religion, like I say, I'm not baptized. I'm a work in progress. I do want to be baptized in my religion. But most of my family is, I grew up Jehovah's Witness, and my household, I'm very familiar. When I turned 18, I wanted to venture off and look into other religions and all, and I did. I started celebrating holidays very shortly. It didn't sit right with me, so I stopped. But by then, I was already married. I'm not going to tell Oronde you can't celebrate. If he go out there and put a whole darn thing of lights up for Christmas and it looked like it's a candy land, that is his business. I didn't go do it. I didn't do it. So I don't have to do it. And one thing is, he don't force me to do anything. And you're not going to force me to do anything that I don't want to do. That is him. If he wants to do it, he's the man of the house. He could go, he could put 3-4 Christmas trees in here if he want to, as long as I don't decorate them. And I don't do this, that, and the other, because I don't celebrate holidays. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So when you see certain things, it's all about a person's choice. A person's choice. But I will say this. I say that to say, I'm pretty sure other religions has put it out there to prepare. I'm pretty sure. I know with my faith, we get a list, I think maybe every year, of things to be prepared. Food, water, flashlight, we get that. The congregation gets that and makes sure that everybody in the congregation have a list. And I'm pretty sure no matter what your faith is, if you if you go to a religious institution or house, I'm pretty sure, because I've heard people say it, especially like Baptists, they have a list too. So you see, things are taught different. There's different beliefs on, the word. Like, I'm going to give you this. It's something when I say different beliefs, and this is where it gets a little different. Cross. I don't wear a cross. I don't wear a cross. And maybe I'm going a little deep, but I'm going to tell you how it's a little different, but not too much when you're reading the Bible. The Bible is the Bible. Unless you got one of them that's been rewrote for other, you got some religion that just completely rewrite theirs. But I'm going to say this. The cross. Simply, I don't wear a cross. And the reason why is, in the Bible, it said Jesus died on a stake. A stake and cross, when you look at the definitions, are two different things. So, I don't wear it because I feel like that's not what, he died on. Now, not to knock nobody else. If that is some things are conscience. I was always taught, let your conscience be your guide. So, if I read that it was a stake, okay, and other people, other religions preach that it's a cross, let your conscience be your guide. I'm not saying you did that. I'm going off what that Bible say. A stake. Cross and a stake, if you look it up, is two different things. All right? So my conscience for me as an individual won't allow me to wear a cross. All right? But I'm not going to go out there and knock nobody else for doing it. Because it's your faith, it's your conscience. But I say all that to bring you back to one thing. There are some things that's in everybody's Bible that you're really not paying attention to. And one of them is being prepared. One of them is being prepared. So many different accounts that's in mine, yours, if you got one of the regular, written Bibles, because it's a lot of different versions out now. But in mine, yours, or whatnot, there's a lot of things that common sense. If you know enough, I don't know everything in the Bible, but you know enough, you would know that being prepared is something that we supposed to be doing. Okay? It's something that we supposed to be doing. And to sit down and say, I'm just going to pray about it, please pray. We all need to pray. Please pray. But to pray, faith without works is dead, and that goes in so many different ways. I've been telling you that for years, and I will continue to tell you that for years, because that's something my granny used to always tell me. Faith without works is dead. Now, people take that in so many different ways. But I take it in the way of I can have all the faith in the world, but if I don't try to help myself, I can't be mad. I can't be mad. What time is it? Oh, okay. All right. I got to go get those quail eggs. Okay. So I can't be mad. I cannot be mad. I have to try to help myself when it comes to simple things like that. Now, when it go back to I prayed about that channel and I went and changed that, that's different. That's different. And it's different because I asked for something specifically, I got it, and then I didn't like it, and then I changed it because I feel like I should have got more, instead of just, going with the flow. Hey, you asked for it, be thankful for it, this, that. But when it comes to us preparing, these are things, it's different. God already gave us the answer. He gave us the answer that we need to be putting food back. See, that's already been written in the book. And with so many different accounts that we need to be putting food back. That's already been written now. That's written in so that's wrote right there. So to say, I'm just going to just pray, no. That ain't how the game go. That's not how it go. You pray first. Prepare. Everybody's situation is different. I did the live stream, about a week ago? Maybe a week and a half ago. I did that live stream on this channel inside of Dollar Tree. And I showed y'all the prices. And how they done one up, one up, one up. You can't see it? Like, we already knew when it went to $1.25. But now we talking about $2.50, $5, $3, $1.75, $1.50. I mean, and it's just like, it went from $1 to $1.25, all that. Then they did the little $3 to $5 little out. But then just out the blue was just like, you know what? Forget it. $3, $2.75, $2.50, all that. It's just like, it is what it is. And they got that mindset of they gonna come in here and buy or they not. Simple as that. Do you think the food ain't finna go up in there? I'm surprised that the food ain't went up already. I'm surprised that in Dollar Tree the food ain't, well, when it comes to like the beans and stuff, I'm surprised that ain't went up already. It's only a matter of time. Probably in some other areas. But that'll be one of the ways to control people is through by their gut. Your stomach start licking your back, you gonna understand. You literally gonna understand. That's not a good feeling. And for a person like me, that blood sugar would drop if I don't eat. I'm not a diabetic. It's just that it happens. I have anxiety. That's one of the things that will drop my blood sugar. You don't want low blood sugar. Trust me, that's what sent me to the hospital a couple weeks ago. You don't have to be a diabetic to have low blood sugar. And let me tell you, it was a rude awakening because I was going not eating. Imagine an emergency situation and we stuck in our houses and there is no food. There's no protein, nothing that I can eat. Not only that, I told y'all with GERD. A lot of you say that you have acid reflux, GERD. Acidic stomach. An empty stomach is an acidic stomach. Some of us can't go like that without food. Now, it's going to come a time where we may have to leave or we may not have nothing and you're going to have to be fed spiritually. But we ain't at that moment right now. We at the moment of we need to prepare, and when that time comes, then you will be spiritually fed, hopefully. But right now, we don't know how long that could be. That could be 20 years from now. That could be 5 years from now. Right now, you need to live in what's going on now. And if something happened, these people get crazy doing all this other stuff. Look at it. Just pay attention to what's been going on. Other countries. Venezuela and us. I probably shouldn't even say that. But just look at it. Just look at it. And tell me you actually think that you shouldn't be doing something for yourself. At all. Food and water and medicines is something you going to need. I have not stopped. Let me show you real quick, then I got to get out of here. When I went to the store to get the bento boxes the other day, I had to get some more. I picked up something. And it's because it was on my mind. Now, as of right now, nobody around me is having any issues. But I went back to when I was growing up. And in my household, nobody was having no type of issues that will require this. But I told you, my granny was a prepper. And I remember seeing this individual, this one medication that was in every prepping bag. But now that I'm older, I know one reason why it was. And she used to say, in case you could be around somebody that's having a medical emergency, this should always be in there. Now I know why. And I got some. Let me show you. I haven't stopped. I just been prioritizing. Something simple as this. You can get them for $7 and something at Walmart, a 3-pack. Bare aspirin. She kept these. She didn't have no issue, and nobody in my house had an issue. But I know why she kept them. You could be out, and now you don't just get nobody this, but just say somebody go into cardiac arrest, having a heart attack or something, and you could be around them. It don't have to be nobody in your house. You call 911, you give the symptoms, they gonna tell you, do you have any bare aspirin? We call them baby aspirin back home. Baby aspirin, because of the low dosage. Now, I'm not a doctor or physician or nothing, but I have learned some things. Like I say, I learned a lot of things growing up, and I'm thankful for that. This right here ain't gonna cost you nothing but about $7 and something at Walmart for a 3-pack that needs to go. Probably take one with you in your purse or in your car, because you may not need it, but somebody else may. Baby aspirin, bare, 81 milligrams. Now, I'm not telling you to get this to somebody on the whim that you think they're in cardiac arrest, having a heart attack or something. Once you call 911 and you give those symptoms, if that dispatch tell you it sounds like that person is having a heart attack, 9 times out of 10, they're going to ask you, do you got any baby aspirin around? Because this could save somebody's life. And it had been on my mind that, hey, you've been saying it and saying it and saying it. You keep going to the store, you keep forgetting. I made sure I picked up some the other day. They will go in all my bug out bags. They will go in both of the vehicles and in my purse. I have to get some more. They will go in my purse. And the only reason why that I got this one, because I wanted to see if I had a deal with CVS with the coupons to see if I could get them a little cheaper. But this gives me some on hand. These are the things that I mean, a lot of people going around doing all this stuff that's just irrelevant, not sensible. And the one, some people only thinking about themselves. If you can help somebody else, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? You got some, and when I say that, I'm not saying people that's out here part and able-bodied, but you may be somewhere and it may be an elderly person. Forget they race or color of their skin. It's an individual. You may be in a store somewhere and that happens to an elderly person or anybody. And you may be able to save a life just with something simple as this. If you have been instructed by a physician or a medical professional or something to have it. But how many people gonna walk around in a store or something with this in their purse if they ain't got no issues? Like I say, as far as I know, none of us has none. But I'm looking at the possibility that anything can happen. You can get scared out of your life for something that happens in a store, and it could put you into cardiac arrest. It don't have to be your diet all the time. They doing everything in the store. It could be anything. It's something simple as this. Maybe something that you need. Okay? So I'm always thinking and picking up stuff just to have. Just to have. Especially things like this. So there's a lot we need to be thinking about. There's a lot that we need to be doing daily. And there's a lot of people that's not doing it. That's not taking it serious. And when it boils down to it, there's going to be a lot of people that is really no excuses. It's no excuses for. You know? It's what's more important to you. What do you feel is more important to you? The way of the world, partying, you know, being, what's the word? just not paying attention. I got so many words, but I don't want to offend nobody. Just not paying attention, just doing, just living your life in a way that is not, it's not going to help you in the long run. I'm just going to leave it like that. What is more important to you? Not being prepared or being prepared for if something happens? What is more important? Having someone else being able to control how much you eat and drink. Well, we'll have to do that ourselves. But if they have to control how much you eat and drink, that's not going to be enough at all. That's not going to be enough at all. But if you control how much you eat and drink, you know exactly what you're getting. I told you because somebody recommended to me years ago, and I watched a couple years ago, Soylent Green. If you have not watched that movie, go watch that movie. You should be able to pay like $2-3 for it on YouTube or whatnot to rent it. Watch Soylent Green, and that'll tell you. And the funny thing about it, there was things in that movie that happened in 2020, but that movie is from way back. I mean, way back, before some of our time, before some of us. They said, but way back. It was way back. But they had predictions and stuff in it from 2020. Things that happened 2020. Look at how them people, what they was lined up to get and what it was made of. Watch that movie. I don't want to tell you because some people may go and try to watch it and I don't want to spoil it. But they was issued out food, I think maybe once a month, once a week or something. And they was some crackers. But y'all, what the crackers was made of, because people couldn't afford food, what the crackers was made of is the kicker. And they had a whole production of processing this to make those crackers. No. So yeah, I'm gonna get off of here so I can go. I have to make this drive to get these quail eggs. Let me see who came in. Stephanie, PNG. So just a recap real quick of what this started off with. All my gardening stuff is going back on Amazing Grace Life. Make sure Amazing Grace Life, Amazing Grace Garden. Make sure that you have the right channel when you type it in. If I don't pull up, make sure you put Mississippi Girl Life beside it, and then I should pull up because there's another lady that has now made her channel Amazing Grace Garden. So yeah, I don't want to get that mixed up. Okay, so the indoor garden and all that stuff will be back over there. I'm gonna be obedient. I never took my content down for obvious reasons. I never privated it, I never deleted it or nothing, so I still have my garden videos up over there. I am just not gonna put them in the vlogs over here because I need to keep that channel going. And also it helps out with the prepping and the vlogs over here. So reactions, reacting to like food and stuff, I just never got the momentum to do it. That's why I hadn't been putting. I put up like one video. I tried to do the news over there, but the reason why this live stream says I was disobedient is because, like I said, I prayed for that channel to be, you know, what it was, and then I changed it. And so that's part of me being I say disobedient because I was able to get what I asked for. And I should have just rocked with it, you know. Instead, I tried to continue to fix something because I had got part of what I asked for. Then I took it upon myself when I should have just left it in God's hands. So that's my fault. That's my fault. And I know deep down that's what it is. So it is what it is. I'm just going to continue on over there with putting a lot of the stuff that's coming up. Because I am behind. I haven't pulled up here. some of the stuff that I am going to be dropping. I'm over the spring and summer crops. I'm over it. I know there's some farmers here talking about how the weather was. So I do have some things that's still out there that's getting it now that we don't cool down. But we were just too hot. Too hot. So now we have to get this indoor garden together, and we have to get this outdoor fall winter. I'll talk to y'all more about it over there, but since I did have Amazing Grace garden stuff over here, I can just say this. I always tell you, I don't just want fall plants. I want frost tolerant plants. I want plants that can withstand frost. Okay, that's a lot of your brassicas, your Swiss chards. When we had all that snow, I think last year or year before last, those things held up, and we had 7 days of just full snow out there. It would not melt. It was actually over 7 days of just snow. So a lot of people plant things for the fall months, and then they're supposed to be done for when it start getting down to freezing temps. Those things die off. I feel like for me, it's a waste of my time to a certain extent to have. Now, we'll have some of those things and, you know, go ahead and harvest that before the frost. But I do need things that can carry throughout the whole winter months. And that's just how I look at it. So a lot of your Swiss chards and your... I'm not going to give up on brassicas like my cabbage and stuff, broccoli. I am going to spray them this year. I'm going to tell you that now. I'm going to spray them while they're young before fruit come on them. Well, for it's like the brassicas or whatnot. I may, but then I really don't. I'm probably not going to spray them with the 7. I'm going to probably just use a lot of the food grade diatomaceous earth. Because with brassicas, I don't want to spray oils and chemicals on it, because the skin is not as tough as a tomato or something like that, or a zucchini or a squash. So with my brassicas, I'm just going to douse them real good in that diatomaceous earth to kill any eggs, because here it seems like though it get infested with aphids and stuff, my cabbage and stuff, I never can just really grow cabbages here, and it's the area. It's the area I'm in, because across town, it'll grow fine. You don't have no little, you know, aphids and stuff like that. So I'm still going to work on it. There will be a fall and winter garden. I'll be more hands-on now that I have my home back for the gardening. Okay, so you will not get no more gardening over here. I don't know if I got something in one of the vlogs that may be dealing with it. You'll still get that, but after you'll see the dates on my vlogs. After today, everything will be over on Amazing Grace. I will go live later on over there. Excuse me, because I need to drop seeds and stuff. I need to get stuff done out there. So stay tuned. Thank y'all for not leaving that channel. I see a lot of y'all did not leave. Even when it was almost like y'all was saying she'll be back. She do this, she'll be back. So thank y'all so much for not leaving. Amazing Grace, I see MGL because I never left the channel. I also see her channel. Also, thank you, a place for her. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I knew that was gonna happen when I changed it and said I was gonna do reactions. Something said somebody gonna take this name. Somebody gonna take this name, but it's all good. It's all good. It just seemed everything revealed, but that's why I'm glad I did not take my content off. So nobody can say, because I had some people that try to flip things on me, man, just evil. Nobody can say, oh, you went and didn't. No, I didn't. And y'all already know that. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. But it's good. You know what? We can share things. In this world, we need to come together and share things anyway. So it's no hard feelings. That's part of where you grow. That growth, getting older, and you start realizing and saying, you know what, we can share things, okay? So it look like we share the name Amazing Grace Garden. It is what it is. Her garden, she named her garden Amazing Grace Garden, and of course mine is been Amazing Grace Garden. So we share things, so it is what it is. It is what it is. No hard feelings. I just want to make sure y'all can find me. That's why I put Mississippi Girl Life on the side of it, okay? So It's all good. It's all gravy, as they say. So those of you that was not over there, go ahead and go over to that channel, because that's where I'm putting everything at. Okay. So let's see. So I was trying to see. Let me see. I needed this speech last week. Oh wow. They looking crazy when stuff go down. Folks laughing at me because I'm growing my own food, putting food away, and trying to learn new skills for around the house to save money. I know that's right. Lesser is more. Exactly. Read the Bible before you come at me. Exactly. Because sometimes I'll just be like the person, a couple people came at me about eating pork. Oh, God gonna get you for that. You missed the other part in the Bible where he opened that up where you can eat pork. Okay, yeah, I just thought I would tell you. I gave the scriptures to somebody some months ago that had left that comment. I gave them so they didn't say nothing else. Like, look, you can't have I was finished. You can't half read the Bible and try and run with someone you don't know the whole thing. You can eat pork. It was open up that we could eat pork without having the, yeah. Gotta read your Bible. You got to read your Bible. You got to read your Bible. I mean, things change. The Bible, things changed. Things changed. But, and we'll never know every single thing. That Bible is big. I'm going to tell you now. I have to read things over and over just to get the understanding. And y'all already know how, those of you that really try, you already know how it is. Time you get to reading your Bible, your mind start, that's the devil. Your mind start going here, there, everywhere. I have to read stuff over and over and over again. The same, just so I can interpret it right. And try to fight my mind from, at this point, it wants to go, you got to do this today, you got to do that, you got to do that, just to throw you off. I know some of y'all understand exactly what I'm saying. So, there's things you have to read. The Bible is something that you just can't read one time and then just, you know it or read it. Yo, it takes work. It's like being in school, like in college or something, and you going to college to be a doctor or something, and you gotta, you have to understand it and you have to read it. And my thing is, before you put something on someone else, know what you're talking about completely. Okay? That's my only thing. And please understand, your conscience ain't like someone else. You read something and your conscience allows you to do something where another person may read that scripture and be like, no, this, that, and the other. I can't do that. I can't do this. Let your conscience, everybody's conscience is different. Everybody conscious. There's people I know that are Christian, and there are certain things they do that I won't do. And we're the same faith, that I won't do. But it's because they don't seem like nothing. And they always say your conscience be your guide. I don't go on that too much, though, to be honest, because I feel like that can be kind of making an excuse just to do what you want to do at that moment. I don't really care for the conscience be your guide scenario that a lot of people say. I'd rather just read it. And if the Bible said don't do it, and I go do it, and my conscience don't bother me, I still look at it as I willingly did it because I wanted to do it. That's the way I look at it. Where some people justify, and this is in all religions, they justify things that they want to do with conscience being your guide. And I don't feel like that's right, because if God tell you don't do it, you should not allow your conscience to tell you it's okay. You don't feel this way, because now I feel like you're going against God. But hey, it's just how people are, So we are responsible for our own, Really enjoyed the live today. Feel the calm feeling after leaving the Tracy. Feel the calm feeling after leaving the Kingdom Hall. Tracy. So you go to the Kingdom Hall. Are you a witness? A witness, or you just go and visit? And yes, it's always a calm feeling when you leave the hall. Yes, I do agree with that. You kind of threw me off because I wasn't expecting. I see you come in my videos and stuff, but I was not expecting that comment. But yes, I do agree. I do agree. I am doing I'm not going in person, but I am doing Zoom. I am doing my Bible my meetings and in Zoom. So yeah, but the times I do have went and right now it's just the only reason why I'm not going physically in. It's just I just don't want to be around, and it's just I just don't want to be around people. I rather do it in the comfort of my home and still get the literature and stuff. So I'm just doing Zoom, okay? And it's nothing against the people. It's my mental. It's my mental. Y'all know I'm OCD, and it just I feel better being at home doing my meetings on Zoom or whatnot. Now I could be on Zoom, have the camera on and all that. I'm fine. But sometimes when I go in buildings and stuff and stay for a long time, my anxiety goes sky high. So that is my reasons. That's my reasons why I take my Bible meetings and my worship time on Sundays through the Zoom instead of going to the Kingdom Hall. But even when I'm in Zoom, I'm on Zoom and saying I'm still there. I'm just on Zoom. So that's why it's more of my mental, and I know God gonna help me with the anxiety part of it to where I will get back going to the hall or whatnot. So, but I am going. I'm just Zoom. I'm still getting the food. So whether you do Zoom or whether you going in person, you still getting it. I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. Got you, Tracy. Now I understand. So, yeah. So we got something in common. Like I say, I'm not baptized, but that was my religion. My mom is now baptized as a Jehovah's Witness. I have one brother that is. I have an auntie that is, and my uncle that helped my grandma raise me that I consider my dad. He is. So yeah. So I have it all around me when I go back home. I have it all around me when I go back home, and so I have literally ventured off when I got 18. That I was grown, Hey, I'm grown now. This, that, and that. And I went and I went to other religions. I tried people that I dated. Their family want to take me to their churches, and it just nothing wrong with that. It just didn't sit with me. So I made the choice to stick with my faith, even though I'm not baptized. Don't quote me on some of the stuff heard me have to say on here. I'm not baptized. But I am moving forth to that now because it's my choice. It's my choice. But things I did hold on to, far as not I stopped doing the holidays again, but then I never left from like not giving blood or not taking blood and things like that. I have held those things I say because of my faith very close. I've been in situations where I needed to, take blood. I've told y'all about that. Doctors crying and they saying I'm not going to make it if I don't take it, and I did not take it. And I'm talking to you now. I took the substitute. And in my faith we don't take blood. So I took the substitute. And that was after I had Kylie, and I'm talking to you now. They said I needed blood. I said no. No, my faith is no. I don't. So I'm sitting here pale, shivering, cold, about out of here. And they rushed that. They got that substitute there just on time because the hospital didn't have it. And they got it in. They rushed. They hooked it up to me. And I'm talking to you now. And that was 2010. And I'm talking to you now. And I didn't have to go outside my faith, The emergency surgery that I had in 2023 for the gallbladder, they asked me about blood, and I actually had to call my uncle because what I knew was the blood substitute. They told me they had something new. So I called my uncle, and I'm like, I don't understand what she's telling me. And my surgeon was so nice. She got my phone. She went outside. She talked to him and explained exactly what it was. And, he told me he can't make that decision for me. Yeah, I have to make that decision. But it has no trace of blood. So thank God that when they did that surgery, I didn't need blood. But if I would have needed blood, I would have took the substitute then. So some things sticks with me that I will not let go of while I catch up to the rest of my faith. Okay, so I'll say that right there. But that's not knocking nobody. I'm going to tell you, I'm one of them that I was taught, my family taught me to never point fingers at nobody religion. But a lot of other people is not taught that, because I get the finger pointed at me because of my faith. People say things and point out things that they don't know none that they talking about. And it be false information. But I do know a lot of people is not taught that. They point fingers at you. But I'm thankful that I was always taught never down no other. I don't have that right to point fingers at nobody else's beliefs. Nobody can force me to be of their belief. Let everybody have their beliefs and just, go. Everybody's different. That's the way I was taught. So you'll never hear me down nobody religion, but people, boy, they weren't taught that way. Because I done had some things said, you know what I'm saying? And it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that. That's why I'm decorating for seasons, y'all. I don't want to decorate for no holidays. So that's why in the vlogs I've been telling you, I'm decorating for seasons: fall, winter, spring, and summer. That gives me something to decorate for without going outside with my faith. So that's where all that comes in. I don't practice, but the beliefs are the same. Got you, Tracy. None of us are perfect. Even after getting married, I still do not celebrate holidays. To me, everything is materialistic. Yes, I believe that. I believe that. And I understand, you don't have to practice, but, I can tell by what you said about leaving the Kingdom Hall is a calmness. I can tell you still hold on to something, and that's what I did when I got on my own at 18. That was a choice I made, and I just had to see for myself, I wanted to be able to make that decision myself. And it brought me right back to my faith and my beliefs. I could be whatever I want to be. I'm grown. I'm 38. But I choose, after seeing other faiths and stuff, I choose to get back to I never left completely. Never left. I always prayed to Jehovah. Always, try to, do right by people and stuff like that. I never left, like I told you, the not taking blood and all that. I did try to celebrate things and, do that. And I thought I had to because, at this point I was married and Oronde is not of that faith. And I thought this way, but it just, your body, yourself has a way of, bringing you back to what's for you. And I feel like this is what's for me. But the good thing is, it's a decision that I'm making, that I made, that, when I'm little, you gotta be what your parents tell you you're gonna be, okay? Your guardian, whatever, is gonna be. So this is a decision I make, and that's what makes it a lot better, that I have to say so and say, hey, this is the way I want to follow. So yeah, so with that being said, y'all, I'm going to get off of here because I am already late to where I'm supposed to be on my way to. So thank y'all for coming in. Amazing Grace Garden content will be back on Amazing Grace Garden channel. The handle for me is Amazing Grace Garden 601. You have to put that 601 there if you trying to look me up through the handler, because the other lady has did the handle for Amazing Grace Garden. So you have to put the handle 601. That's only if you're looking me up by the handle, okay? By the handle. That's only for that. But if you type in Amazing Grace Garden, if you're not subscribed over there, make sure you click the one that says Mississippi Girl Life, okay? If you're looking for more, all right? So, with that being said, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. Thank y'all for coming in. I will be on Amazing Grace Garden later on today. I didn't film it, but I already got my stuff set up outside, in the garage for the indoor garden. I've been telling y'all for months, but life has been lifing. And I tell you something, I go back and do it maybe months later. That's because I don't want to tell you I'm going to do something. I don't do it. I just may not get around to doing it right when I think I'm going to do it. So, I've been telling you, I told you we were going to do indoor gardening again. And we are. We are. Okay, so, I cleaned the stuff out yesterday. I had to spray my grow tent with home defense all around and under the mat. And then I had to spray 7 on top of the mat yesterday, because I kept getting these spiders, and that was another thing that was keeping me from going in there, was those spiders. Do you have the same email? Yes, I placed for her, Mississippi Girl 2021 at Gmail. Yes. My mother, who practiced for over 40 years, reminded me to love and respect others, and I still feel her presence daily. Yes, Tracy, I understand. My granny, the same, and my uncle, because like I say, they was my parents. You know, my grandma and one of my uncles was my parents. Okay, so it is what it is. No, you know. And now my grandma is not here. You know, like I say, I have a good relationship with my biological mom. She was always there, like same town and everything. It's just that my grandma raised me. So, you know, I saw my mama growing up. She would come to the house, visit this, that, and the other. But it just, you know, it took a while to know her like that, when you got somebody else that's raising you, that's there for your first everything, you know. So, but we have, I know her. I mean, we have a good relationship or whatnot. But I still consider my grandma as my mama. So I have 2 moms. I'm gonna say that. And my biological dad, he wasn't there. I would see him at the store and this and the other, rest his soul, because he passed away in 2021. And I'm thankful that I was able to talk to him almost every day while he was still in good mind or whatnot. But I just hate the decisions that, because when that happened, me and my brother was the one that had to make the call on things, because we was his only children. So that wasn't good. But still thankful that, you know, I was able to care for him, even though up here, talking to doctors and stuff, and making decisions, being involved and stuff, you know, at that time. But he'll, you know, at the end of the day, I can't change. He's my biological dad. But my uncle, I'm thankful to still have him, because that's who I consider, you know, to be my dad. And they told me the same thing. They instilled that in me, to be kind. Now, I have had to, you know, address some things or whatnot, and we all imperfect. I don't care how big of a Christian, you have a button. You have a button that it gets pushed. If it gets pushed, you may get out of your, you know, woo, you got to pray about that now, because we are imperfect. And sometimes people will push that button and push that button and push that button. But at the same time, for as, you know, your everyday life, being kind and stuff, I try to instill that into my kids. That's the way I was raised, and that is the way. Now, people would take that kindness for weakness. Wrong thing to do. Wrong thing to do. You can be kind. That do not mean you are weak. Okay? So I try to instill that in my kids the same way. We don't run with the crowd. We don't see someone doing bad things to people, and it seems like it's cool and it's popular, and you got to join in to fit in and do that. No. We not doing that. You do that when you 18 and got a lease. Okay, if that's what you want to do. You're going to be 18 with a lease. All right? We not doing that as long as you know, and if you 18 and still under my roof, we still not doing that. It's respect. It's kindness. That is the way it should be. But everybody is not like that. Okay, so I try to teach them the importance of that, just like my granny and my uncle taught me. She raised me in foster care from age 4. Oh, wow, Tracy, bless her heart. Wow, so I understand. I understand. My granny raised me from a 4-week-old baby. So, 4 weeks old. So, I understand. I understand. I understand. So, it was my granny, my uncle that was, taking care of all the bills and stuff, clothing us. Then when my brothers came to stay they stayed like 6 years or whatnot. He still was doing that. And then we had my other uncles and stuff that, taught us other things and all that. So, yeah, it was lovely. We all stayed like on the same land area or whatnot. So it was lovely. Everybody had something to teach us. Everybody had a way of teaching us of this, that, and that. It's like my granny, my uncle, yes, parents, and then my other uncles and auntie or whatnot. They had different little things to teach us about life and show us and all that type of stuff. So great, great. And I try to give that to my kids when it comes to doing right by people. Doing right by people, I ain't say be no pushover, let nobody walk over you. I didn't say be closed mouth. Some things you have to speak about, or people will continue to do that to you. But just going around just, being evil, negative, and all that, that's a no-go. That's no. There's no need to be mean and nasty just to do it, just to say, hey, that's gonna bother somebody. Just do it. There's no reason for that. And I say that because there's people that does that. There's people that live their life doing just that every day. They get a kick out of it, And so I tell mine, use your manners. Use your manners. I know some people, being up here, some people look at you when you go into a store or something, and I'm going to get off of here after this. I was taught yes ma'am, no ma'am. And what I've noticed since I've been up here in North Carolina, when you go into a store, people now look at that as kind of like a slave thing to certain people. When you say yes ma'am, no ma'am. The way I was taught, when you, especially someone that's your elder, I don't care what skin color they are. People, especially that's considered your elder, it's yes ma'am and no ma'am. Yes sir and no sir. You never get too old for that. But now these days, people look at you kind of crazy. Like, you're grown, you still saying yes ma'am. It's manners. They should never leave. I was getting those chicks the other week in Tractor Supply. And there was a white guy that was helping me. Very nice, cool, very nice. Took the time out to, try to check these chicks and stuff. But he was calling me yes ma'am. And I was calling him yes sir. This the kicker. We was about the same age as each other. So, nothing is wrong with that. That's respect. Okay? And I've heard so many things up here where people say, oh, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say. Why? It's respect. Because you wasn't raised to say it, that doesn't mean it's wrong. But because I was raised to say it, that doesn't mean it's wrong neither. And that's just one of the things. Where you're from, it's a lot. You hear me tell you how since I've been in North Carolina, I never knew that people were down where you're from. When I went to New York, my husband from New York, so we went to New York and in stores and stuff. When I would go to stores and stuff up there in Chinatown, I was looking for something for a business. I walked in and I said hello or something like that. That girl turned around, stopped, and stared at me. And I'm like, what you staring at me for? She said, you ain't from here, are you? I said, no. Where are you from? And at this point, I'm detecting a little, attitude. And I'm like, okay. I said, Mississippi. That's what she did. Since I've been up here, I've gotten that same thing. Same thing. Even in the gas station. One time I went in the gas station to get newspaper. It was a black man standing up there. And I'm saying the race is to let you know it. Race don't matter. It's how people are. He talking to the cashier. I told her, because they had the newspapers behind them, I told her I wanted 5 newspapers. That man turned around, looked at me, and goes, "Where you from?" "Mississippi." From there? I asked him, and I shouldn't have did it, but I asked him what was his problem. "You don't like Mississippi people? You looking just as country as where I'm from with that." He had on a dress, a suit, looked like he came straight from Macon, Georgia. When I told him, that man grabbed his coffee and stuff and left up out of there. You come at me in a wrong way, I'm coming down. But I used to be that type because I got tired of it. I'm like, where I'm from, we don't go to other places and talk about people. You know? "Oh, you must be from Cali. Oh, you must be from New York." Oh, but these other people don't have no problem with doing that to us. You could be from Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, to any of those places that's southern. You're of somebody. But if you from Mississippi, a lot of people, and I say this, that's why I embrace Mississippi so much, because I know what I've had to deal with being from there. Statistics say we the lowest in the states, but baby, we can survive. We know things. That's almost like, now I ain't gonna say that because I don't even know if I can say that. I ain't gonna say that because I don't even want to get political. We can survive. A lot of people that talk about us can't live one day in the woods. Because, baby, I know how to go get some frogs. I know how to skin them. I know how to eat snake. I know how to survive in the woods. These are things I know. These are skills I know. And it's not knocking nobody, but people don't have no problem with knocking you. But I get that a lot. That's why I embrace Mississippi as much as I can. Ain't nothing wrong with us. We country, and we don't live like everybody else. We ain't got no fast living and this, that, and other, but people down us. I get down from the time I open my mouth. The time I open my mouth. I've gotten downed by somebody very close to me that say our education is not, but let me tell you what I done learned. My kids is homeschooled through K-12. I'm having to teach my kids stuff they should have learned in elementary school that I learned in elementary school that they don't know nothing about. And they up here in North Carolina. But our education is talked about. It's a bunch of lies. A bunch of lies. We know probably more than these big city folks that's got transportation everywhere, living the life, this, that, and other, and can't do nothing for themselves. Can't start a fire. Don't know what to eat. I will literally be sitting somewhere picking the meat out of my teeth while you starving. Little country Mississippi girl. Because I'm going to eat me a possum if I can catch it. I'm going to eat me a squirrel if I can catch it. Couple frogs, you ain't safe around me. Because I'm going to get you and I'm going to eat you to survive. But those things has been in my diet growing up. And now these days, people don't know what they may have to eat to survive. Because once your stomach start licking your back, you will eat almost anything you get hungry enough. Look at them people that was over there in Gaza. Po things was eating grass. But people try to die. I will embrace Mississippi to the ends of the earth. Ain't nothing wrong with us. We country. We have real southern hospitality. And we don't get as much funds and stuff that other places get. But we do the best we can with it. So what, we talk choppy, we cut our words. That don't mean we slow. It's small, simple-minded people that only think that. That will only think that. And to try to bring you down because of where you from, y'all don't understand. Even now, I told y'all where I went. I was doing a drug test to get where I finished work at at Walmart. And when I went to the place, I thought she was gonna be negative to me. When I got back there, she said, "Where you from?" And I'm like, "Lord, nah, I can't do it today." And I looked at, I said, "Mississippi," and she, "Oh, honey, I love your accent." I'm like, my whole family, I said, "I thought you was finna be negative towards me." I said, "I came in here, and honestly, I came in there trying to be proper." I went up to that thing. Yes, ma'am. Today I need to go and I came here to get a drug test. I need to take the paper back to Walmart, and I thought I was doing the thing. That woman got me to the back and still realized. And I told her, I said, "It's funny because I came in here and I thought I needed to put on my proper voice, because of where I was coming." I said, she said, "Honey, that dialect ain't gonna leave. You can try to make your words be whatever they are." She's like, "But your dialect is not gonna leave." She said, "I picked it up and I love it." Okay, fine. That taught me a lesson right there. Don't do that. Even if it's for a job, don't do that. If they gonna like it, they gonna like it. They not, they not. I never changed my voice to try to be proper again. Thinking that being up here, that's what I needed to do. I remember Oronde is New York. I remember he said, "You may not want to put Mississippi on your thing." Oh no, I'm putting it on there. If I get the job, I get the job. If I don't, I don't. Guess what? Every job I have gotten, flying colors. I'm not going to let somebody down me because of that. That's why you hear me talk about Mississippi so much, because if you're in Mississippi and you ain't been out of Mississippi, you don't really know how people feel about you. And trust me, God know I'm not lying. Louisiana, Alabama, all the surrounding areas, oh, they look down on Mississippi. I know that for a fact since I've been out of that state. I know that for a fact. For a fact. And you right in our back door. Right in our back door. My friend told me she had a friend that something about the friend from Mississippi or something, but sent the child to Louisiana to go to school because didn't want to be talked about, or something like that. Something she was telling me. And she said she asked them, "Why is Mississippi looked down upon?" And they said the culture is different. Even though Alabama, Louisiana is right there, the cultures are different. So it's just like, that gives me more, just like, what's his name? Jamal Roberts. That one was American Idol. Was it American Idol? One of them. He recently won. He's from Meridian, Mississippi. And he did a song. He got a song out, it's Mississippi. It's the name of it, Mississippi. He did a song. And he's on tour and stuff now. In his song, he talks about all the skyscrapers and all that. It don't look like home. How he missed Mississippi. And it's just different. You have to go there and be around people and live there for a little bit to understand it. People just Googling it, talking about statistics and all this, and forget that. We know how to survive. We got some skills for you. We can pull some things up out the woodworks. We know how to survive, and that's what I feel like is very important. Very important. I don't like the fast-paced life. I don't like things. When I go to New York and stuff, I love going up there to eat and stuff, meet my in-laws and stuff, but then I'm ready to go. I don't like the fast-paced life. And some people, they love it, and that's fine, because that's what you know. But I like I like to be settled and mellow and just be myself, where I can just, no judgment and all this. And people, it'd be hard. Not hard now, but I'm telling you, when I go places and open my mouth and speak, people, especially being up here because it's a military town and you got people from everywhere. I mean, everywhere coming here because they military. And they live, but I have that, that's when I go into my straight face, I'm not finna play with you. You asking me this, and I know it. I know it now that when I open my mouth and they give me that look, I say, yo, you don't like it. You got an ideal. And they can tell you, it happens almost every day. And I walk with my head up high. When I be filming and talking to y'all, I can tell when somebody on the side of me, and they'll go and look and kind of turn their nose up. And I have a couple people that be like, where are you from, darling? I love that accent. But then you have some people that'll turn their nose up. And I'm like, yep, I'm familiar now. So if you from there and you ain't never been outside of there and you do one day, don't be surprised. I'm telling you now, do not be surprised, because I was shocked. I was shocked. I'm telling you, I was shocked. Very shocked. And I'm telling you, it go close to the people. I'm going to say this. People didn't even want, how to put this? There were some people that didn't approve of me and Oronde. I'm going to say that. Because of where I'm from. All because of where I'm from. And where he's from. Some people rather it would have been Louisiana, Alabama, but not Mississippi. So I have all these things in the back of my head, things that I know, things that has happened and been said to me. So heck yeah, any chance I get to put Mississippi on the map, I am, because we are people too. We don't bother nobody. I mean, it's a lot of crime and stuff there now, but that's a month. But you get what I'm saying. I've never heard, and I'm not saying it didn't happen, or haven't happened, but I ain't never really heard people just, when we go to other states and stuff, we happy and all looking around, how you doing? What you doing? Hey there, and all that. We just loud country, but harmless. Well, I ain't gonna say harmless. Because you push that button, then you're going to see another side. That's probably why Jackson, Mississippi they're considering it as a third world country. Just Jackson. And yes, it's bad. Even my hometown has gotten very bad. But that's everywhere though. That's everywhere. But I think it looks so bad at Mississippi because we already has been considered the lowest of the low. Okay? But it is what it is. It is what it is. So I will put it on the map as much as possible. Oh, y'all, I gotta go. My mother never lost her accent after living in New York for decades, but one let us speak like that. Got you, Tracy. Got you. Well, I love it. It's down there. I wouldn't trade it for nothing. After being in the Army for 12 years, I have no accent and no one knew where I was from. Wow, Tracy, I understand. But I love it. I'm going to embrace it. And all I can say is if people, tell them to get ready to go. We got to go. If people don't like it, don't knock it unless you actually know. All this mess on Google and stuff. You got racism everywhere. Everywhere. You got crime everywhere. But I will say, you do have some really good people in Mississippi. All races. You got some really good people in Mississippi. You got, and I'm going to be honest, you got more white people that help you than your own will. And that's anywhere, but I know, especially in Mississippi, people look at, oh, it's racist and it's all that. You got more white people that would generally help you before your own will. So, well, and this what miss my thing is, you know how many rich people is in Mississippi, wealthy people in Mississippi, people that became wealthy and moved to Mississippi because they want that calm, peaceful lifestyle. So, don't knock it. Don't knock it, okay? And don't, it's not nice to talk down on people because of where they are from. It's not nice. Not nice at all. So with that being said, y'all, there's been a lot going on in this live stream. Go over to Amazing Grace Garden Channel, and I will talk to y'all later. I gotta go get these quails because I'm an hour late already. So I will talk to y'all in the next one if it's God's will. Let's be kind to people, okay? Let's be kind to people. Let's prepare as much as possible, and don't follow the crowd. Don't be one that's going to follow. Lead. Don't follow. Lead. Okay? In a good way. Love y'all, and I will talk to y'all in the next one if it's God's will, okay? Bye.